I haven't really thought about what I was going to say in this video too much, so I don't know exactly where it's going to go. But I wanted to talk about some stuff that's been bothering me this week. It will probably be bothering me for quite a few more days. Some of you may know this about me, but my mom passed this time last year, specifically on October 8th at about 4 a.m. And it's been tough this year. I haven't talked a lot about my mom. There's video footage of her up here on this channel. Some people have made fun of her. Some people have said she seems really sweet. Some people know some of the backstory about her. And I'd like to share some of that with you now. My mom came from a hard place during a hard time. And she suffered greatly from a lot of mental illness. And it was frustrating for her because she was a good person, regardless of that. She wanted good things for herself, for her friends, for her family, and even strangers that she'd never met. Having taught in the Head Start program for over 20 years, having volunteered beyond that to make sure there was foods in the stomachs of kids that she had taught, or that the families were pursuing career opportunities in education. She went above and beyond the call of duty to accomplish as much as she could to touch as many lives as possible. And she did all of that while being completely batshit crazy. She was one of the most tortured people that I ever knew. People that don't have mental illnesses can't really comprehend, I think, what I'm talking about. They can get the idea, but they can't fully understand it. I was trying to explain to a friend last night what it was like to live with mental issues, what it was like to live with mental illness. I said, think about the way you feel in some social situations. Say, for example, have you ever felt anxiety when having to walk onto a stage? You know, some people feel that anxiety all of the time, every day, not just when walking on stage, but when walking out of their front door. What's the saddest that you've ever been? The saddest moment in your life? Imagine that sadness was part of you every single day, that nothing bad had to happen for you to feel that sad. You just did. Imagine the angriest you've ever been, the most unfair that you've ever been treated. Imagine carrying that anger with you all the time. The slightest little things could upset you. Imagine what it's like to dream, to see the world not as it is, in a dreamlike state. Some people suffer from delusions, and they do every single day, and they cannot perceive the world the way it's meant to be, the way you and I may accept it. And all of these afflictions affected my mother. And because of them, she did some terrible things. She did not perceive the world around her the way it really was. She was paranoid. She was delusional. She was angry. She was hurt. She was sad. She was miserable. And she overcame all of those things for 67 years. She raised 3 kids to the best of her ability. Some people would say she failed, but I wouldn't. She didn't do a very good job of it, but I survived. I'm here in the world. I'm doing what I love. My brother is here in the world, and he's doing what he loves. He's quite successful at it, and I'm certainly proud of him. My sister is here, and she's surviving. I wish that she was accomplishing as much as she wished, but She started a beautiful family. She just got engaged. She's happy. That's a success in my book. But she damaged us quite a bit. You know, a lot of people look at me and say, Steve, you're a fairly intelligent person. How have you eaten yourself to the size that you have? And it's because some of the same afflictions that affected my mother have affected me. I'm not making excuses, just telling you how it is. Just because I suffered doesn't mean that I have the right to throw my life away, nor have I ever wanted to, nor did I plan to. You know? I look at what she accomplished in the 67 years that she was alive, and it makes me proud. You know, as angry as I've been at her in my life, as hurt as I was that she wasn't able to do a better job for us than she did, as angry as I've been about her giving me such a terrible tool set, emotional tool set, mental tool set. Coming up on the anniversary of her loss, it's hard not to be proud. And when she passed last year, due to complications of her diabetes, it really put things into focus for me. It made me want to record more serious videos so that I could communicate some of the things that I've experienced and felt and enjoyed, that I could bring some sense and peace to people in this world. Pass on some of the good things that she had passed on to me. And I really do feel in the past year I've accomplished that. It's made me want to take my health much more serious, and I have. I've succeeded in losing weight. I've succeeded in getting fitter, not to the degree that most people would like to see for me. In a year, some people might lose 200 or 300 pounds. It's happened. In a year, I haven't lost much. But physically, I feel better. Physically, I'm able to do more. Mentally, my addiction to food has slimmed and lessened each and every day, and I'm gaining control of it. And hopefully by the end of this year, on the next anniversary of her death, maybe you guys will see the dramatic weight loss that you've hoped for in me. I managed to meet somebody and build a relationship with that person. It's not that I haven't dated before. It's not that I haven't built relationships before. But I managed to build a successful one. And that's probably a real first. And I'm proud about that. You know, I really am. I'm really proud. I hope that my legacy here, not that I'm going anywhere anytime soon, but I hope that my legacy here on YouTube, here in people's lives, will really mean something. And not a day goes by that I don't get written by somebody who says how much they appreciate my videos, and not a day goes by that I don't hear from somebody that I made a direct positive impact on their lives. And it's beautiful and it's wonderful, and I'm grateful for it. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is thanks. There's no reason you, the person watching this video, can't accomplish the goals that I've accomplished, or 10 times that, or 100 times that. There's no reason that you can't accomplish the things that my mother and my family have accomplished. You know, I don't know your situation. You may be in a wheelchair, you may be a burn victim, you may be extraordinarily unhealthy or extraordinarily unhappy. And I'm not here to judge you. But I am telling you that no matter what your situation, there's no reason not to fight for something good. There's no reason not to fight to help yourself and help the loved ones around you. There's no reason not to try every single day, no matter how futile the situation is, no matter how futile you think life is, no matter how meaningless you feel that the world is, you know. And I hope that you can take inspiration in that. 67 years isn't that long of a time in the grand scheme of things, and she wasn't able to impact the world as much as she had. And when it came time for her memorial after her death, not a single, well, yeah, not a single kid showed up. I guess AJ, actually. But out of 20-some years of teaching, no parents, no students. She went mostly underappreciated except by us. It's just something to think about. And many people wanted to know a little bit more about that back history. People wanted to know a little bit more about that part of my life, and I thought today was a good day to share it. So yes, I was raised in an abusive home by an abusive person who did many, many terrible things and felt regret and remorse and misery throughout her entire life for doing those things, for being so broken that those things came natural to her, who spent the majority of her life fighting those urges and fighting those desires and trying to do good things. And when she felt that she'd failed with us, she chose to accomplish with other people's kids, other people's families, through volunteerism and heavy, hard work. I think we should all be so lucky to know somebody like that. So, anyway, I fully expect a slew of your mom jokes by YouTube trolls, and that's okay.